Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Mario and in today's video we're going to learn how to create this effect. So I hope you're doing well and welcome to another video. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I create weekly content on filmmaking, product videos, and all of that fun stuff. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell to be in the know of future and exciting content I'll be putting out. And if you're already subscribed, thank you again so much for being here and for supporting the channel. So I've been using this 3D camera effect in After Effects for a few of the last product videos I've made. And it's been really good to create a little bit more of a different type of look for the product video as opposed to just animating or scaling things directly in your video editor. I'm not a guru in the 3D camera effect in After Effects, but I just know enough of it to use it for my own product videos. So let's jump into After Effects and let's see how this is done. I already have a new composition here created in After Effects, and I already have all the elements that I'm going to be using. So I have this can, I have another can right here, the peach flavored can. Over here, I have the lemon, the watermelon, the peach, and the background. So these are all the elements I'm going to be working with. So if you've seen some of my previous product videos, I shoot these items individually on a blue or a green screen, and then I key them out and also use simple CCY removal to remove any sticks or anything that it's holding the product up. So I'm gonna change the color of these two can layers so it's easier for me to reference which layers those are. So I'm changing these to yellow. You can just select both of these layers, click on the swatch over here and select whatever color you like. I am going to align them and put them right in the center right there. Now let's arrange our different fruits. Let's turn off the two cans and let's play with the fruits. So I'm going to duplicate these fruits a few times. And I'm actually going to change the label of each of these fruits as well, so it's easier to identify. The lemon will be green, the watermelon will be red, and the peach is going to be like an orange. So you can highlight all of these layers, Control or Command D to duplicate these layers, and then you make copies of them. And I'm going to do that a couple of times. So I have about 3 of each. And now the next thing I'm going to do is stagger these throughout the frame. So let me turn off this background layer so we see exactly what we're working with. What I'll do now is add a rotation on some of these fruits. Like this watermelon can have that rotation. You can adjust the sizes of some of the fruits as well, so not everything's the same. So I usually like to place my elements roughly in the place that I want the 3D camera to fly through before I enable that. You can select the first layer and then shift select, click on the last layer, and then you have all of these layers selected. And next you'll make all of these layers 3D. So you'll find this 3D icon over here and you just enable it for all of the layers. So now they're all in 3D space and you see all of these new commands that you have for each of these layers. And this just lets you arrange the position, the scale, and also the C space, which is the 3D space. What we'll do next is create a 3D camera. So I like to right click here, click on new, and then camera. Let's just use the default camera that we see here in After Effects. And now you see this new 3D camera on top of these layers. The next thing we're going to do is to select the 2 view, and this lets you view your 3D space a little bit more accurately. So you get to see the top-down view over here of the entire 3D space, and this is what we're going to use to arrange that C space for each of these items. And that triangle is the angle of view for that camera. And this is what we're going to be adjusting to get that fly-through effect going on. Let's zoom in a little bit and let's move all the elements around. So this peach, let's move it about here. The second peach, we'll adjust the C space, maybe around here, maybe a little bit back or over here. And you see the horizontal line over here of each of these layers. This is where they're arranged in C space. And I like the top-down view because it flips the image this way, so you're able to see that 3D space. We adjust the X position a little bit through here. The watermelon, this one we'll drag it over here, all the way over here. So next, I'll start to manipulate the 3D camera. So I'll hit on the 3D camera layer. We'll bring the transform effects back over here, and then I'll I think for this video, I'll just play with the position effect. We'll create a keyframe here and adjust this third axis, which is the C space. So let's drag it all the way to the front over here. Let's do a quick keyframe and bring it forward up to like here. Yeah, up to roughly there. And if we play this through, you see that we have this sort of fly-through effect. We can clean it up a little bit more. Let's bring the can layers back into the video. And let's adjust the C space for the cans. Let's zoom in over here. You can select both of them and adjust that C space for both of them at the same time. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is bring in the layer, the background layer. You can see right now that the layer doesn't move. And as you move in, you know that the background gets zoomed in a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do. We are not going to make this a 3D layer because we want it to be static in the back the entire time. What we're going to do instead is just bring in the scale for the background and adjust keyframes for scale. So as you zoom in over here, let's adjust the endpoint. Let's turn on the keyframe. This would be, let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then let's bring it back to the beginning of the composition, and the background would be maybe around this size right here. What I want to do now is spread out these fruits a little bit more. As I see them over here, they're a little bit too close together. If you're enjoying this video so far and you're learning something new, make sure you hit the like button. It will really help this video and this channel in general. So I would really appreciate that. And right now what I'm going to do with the keyframes of this 3D camera, on the first one, I'm going to right click and select Easy Ease Out. Over here, Easy Ease In. Over here, Easy Ease In as well. So what this is going to do is just smoothen that transition of that keyframe. I also went ahead to add a camera lens blur for all of these individual fruits, and that's going to blur out a little bit all these elements. Things are originally out of focus, but as the camera flies through, things start to appear more in focus, and as the camera goes away, then everything past behind is out of focus. And that's just depth and how a real camera would work. So I'm also going to add a camera lens blur to the cans as well. They're going to be starting as out of focus, and as the camera draws close to the cans, they're going to appear in focus. One thing I'm going to add now is a Gaussian blur to the background. I don't want the background to be in focus, since everything that's going to be in focus are the fruits and the cans. So the background is going to be less blurry as you zoom in, because again, you're going from further out to in, and we want to make that depth as realistic as possible. So what I'm going to do right now is just add a little bit of volumetric light to the entire composition. So I have this clip already right here of some volumetric light and some dust, and the light is coming from the top, and I like the way it's looking. So I'm going to drag that to my composition. So now from here, you can click on the blending mode and select screen, and this is what we have. So it's a little bit too heavy for me. I'm going to make it a little bit more subtle. So let's turn on the opacity. You can press T on your keyboard, and then that will toggle down the opacity. Bring this down to about 35%, and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Looks pretty subtle, but effective. All right, so that's it for today's tutorial, guys. This is how I use the 3D camera effect in After Effects to create a sort of fly-through effect with a lot of my product videos. If you learned something new and you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this effect or how I could make it better. Make sure you watch these videos next if you want to learn more about editing. So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.